So today we'll be showing you guys how to replace the side LEDs on your Apollo Pro 2023. For this repair, all you're gonna need is a 5mm Allen key and a pair of flush cutters, and you should be good to go. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and remove the grip tape from our deck. Next, we're gonna go ahead and remove the 6 screws that are 5mm that hold our deck place. Next, we're going to remove the 6 screws that hold our deck cover in place with our 5mm Allen key. Now, with all of our screws removed, we'll go ahead and remove our deck cover. Now, you may find that you are unable to lift the deck cover up by itself. So we are going to use a rubber mallet to hit the back of the footrest so that we may lift the cover up off of the body. Just like that. And now, before we pull up the deck cover, we'll go ahead and turn it to its side so that we can disconnect our connectors, and we may now put our deck cover to the side. So next, we'll go ahead and we are going to have to remove the black foam that sits on top of the LEDs. Try your best as possible not to rip them, as we recommend that you put them back. We're going to be very careful here. While it is not 100% necessary to replace this foam, it is recommended. If you do rip a couple of parts off of the foam, it's not anything to worry about. All right, so we'll continue our way down and we will remove. For the purpose of this video, we will not be trying to preserve the foam, but for you guys, we do recommend that you try. Now with the foam removed, you should be able to slide the LED up a little bit like this, and you just give a little bit of a tug and everything should come apart just like this. Now for the small hole that the wires go through, you might find that there is a small amount of silicone. We recommend after replacing the silicone and adding more. So next, we'll go ahead and disconnect the connectors. There is one blue and one orange. So now we'll go ahead and pull our wire through. We will disconnect the other connector. Both connectors are orange. So now we will do the same process for the other side if that LED also has to be replaced. Go ahead and remove its foam as carefully as possible. Remember, if it rips, it's okay. It's not 100% necessary. And now we will have to untuck the wires on this side so that we can pull our connectors through. we'll disconnect this side's connectors. They are both as well orange side connectors. And then we could put this connector to the side as well. Next, we'll go ahead to reinstall our connectors. For the point of this video, we will be reusing the same connectors that we were using before. So first, we will route our wires through the side hole, just like this. Make sure there is not too much slack on the wires. Make sure none of the inner deck wires are getting in the way. And then we will push the LEDs wires underneath the light bar so that they're not getting crushed. And now we can go ahead and plug our connectors back in. Here is one. Here is number 2 for that side. Next, we can go ahead and grab our second side LED, and we'll make sure that the wires are running inside of the groove at the bottom, like with the other. We'll run our wires through the hole again. We'll grab our wires and pull to reduce as much slack as possible. And this will help make sure that the wires stay inside of their grooves. Give our wires a little bit of a pull again. Make sure there's not too much slack. So now that we got our wires through the hole and we have our LED in place, we'll go ahead and start connecting our connectors. First, we'll start with our blue connector. Then we'll move on to one of our orange connectors. We'll plug that in. And now we will plug in this connector. So now we'll have 4 connectors remaining, one of which we plug directly into the controller. And now we'll go ahead and start organizing some of the wires inside of the deck. You will still have 3 remaining unplugged connectors. Now, with our wires somewhat organized and tucked into the deck, we can go ahead and grab our deck cover. We want to place our deck cover on the side, just like this, leaning against you. And now we'll go ahead and start plugging in the corresponding connectors. Orange to orange, green to green. Now we can really start organizing the wires on the side and back of our deck. Make sure nothing unplugs by itself. And now we'll go ahead and watch as we lower the deck cover onto the body, that nothing becomes out of place or any wires are getting crushed when lowering the deck. When you are sure that none of the wires are being crushed, you can go ahead and start looking at the screw holes for the deck to make sure 100% that none of the wires are on top of the screw holes, which will result in your wires getting severed. So once you've confirmed this, you go ahead and start putting all of the screws back on your deck. So next, after we've gotten our deck back secured to the body of our scooter, we'll go ahead and put back our grip tape. And this will be the end of our repair. And just like that, you've replaced the side LEDs on your Pro 2023.